Hello, here we are again with another video by Black Bear Dog Video, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a recap of what we have covered so far in all the videos that I have posted online thus far with regards to using trading as a means to create financial stability, financial abundance elsewhere, in particularly use forex trading. So hi, my name is Lord Loyens, and I have developed a method that I've now been using for 15 years already, where I use profits that I earn in forex trading and use these profits or a percentage of the profits and invest them elsewhere to make more money. So let's do a little recap of what that entails. So I've made this diagram right here. I mean, I'm not a professional graphics designer, but I think it suits the purpose. And the bottom line is we create a business for ourselves, which will be our trading/investment business. And we have a business checking account, and from there we fund our forex account. We then start trading, and this becomes like a perpetual machine. From the profits that we earn through forex, we reinvest it in the checking. From the checking account, we then transfer 20% into Fidelity, and then from there we split up in equal portions in our investments and in our HISA or HISA account, and that continues. So this is a process that just repeats, and it's continuously, and that's the basis of the system, and a system that when you commit to it and stick with, works very well. But there is something that over time will happen, which is your investments will grow, but so will your HISA account. And now you have cash that you pile up over here. Eventually it'll be in the thousands, maybe even, depending on how much you're able to contribute over time, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And now the question is, what do you do with this money here? Letting it sit there? Yes, it's good to have an emergency fund. In fact, you should have an emergency fund. But locking in thousands of dollars when there is recession happening or inflation happening, and your money is not having the same buying power anymore, the 4% that you earn, or even less perhaps, on your HISA account is only going to diminish in value because its buying power is diminishing. Wouldn't it be better to use at least some of this money and use it for something else? The question is, what would you use it for, and how would you go about it, taking this money or a portion of your HISA account? At least you never want to take the full account. As I said, one of the main reasons for a HISA account is that you have an emergency fund in case you ever need it. Let's hope not, but that's how life goes. So how do you go about this? And do you just go willy-nilly, take out money, put it somewhere? No, you don't. And I'm going to show you next what you really should be doing. And this is a concept you don't hear too much about, but as far as I'm concerned, this is what happens with the funds in what you do with the funds in your HISA account is what I believe to be is the best kept financial secret to building wealth in the entire world. And I'll show you what it is right here, and it's called leveraging. When you leverage, you take money and you make more money from the money that you have. So in our case, we start out with our HISA account where we earn 4%. Let's say we've saved up, I just say an amount for argument's sake, $5,000. It just sits there. We don't need a $5,000 emergency fund. Let's say we only need $1,000 emergency fund. So basically we have $4,000 sitting there. What do? Well, we borrow. That's important. Borrow the money from our HISA and we reinvest it somewhere else. And it's a little process that we repeat. For example, on the chart here, hypothetically, I borrowed from my HISA where I earned 4% on the money. I invested in one endeavor where I get paid 6%. I invested then next build up savings. I invested somewhere where I got 9%, and I invested the third saved up funds into yet another investment where I got 15%. And I just repeat this process as many branches as I can possibly get. The catch here is that when you take money from your HISA account, it's borrowed, number one, which means you have to pay it back. Number two, the money that you pull out from your HISA or HISA and you invest it somewhere else, the investment that you put it in must produce equal to or more than what your HISA account produces, or it's not worth it. For example, let's just say that I I take $5,000 out of my HISA account, I move it into an investment that pays me now 3%. Why would I bother doing that? I just increased some of my risk. My HISA pays me 4%. I, on my investment, earn 3% with a higher risk percentage now, because now I have two things going. I might as well leave it in my HISA. So the requirement is that whatever you invested in must generate a higher percentage of return than what your HISA produces. Hence where I put in my examples an investment of 6%, of 9%, of 15%. And in our example, when we add all this up, my money now that I have sitting in the HISA, which I now split up in various different venues, which I got 4% on, in total, I am now earning instead 34% on my money. 15% on one, 9 on another, 6 on another, 4 on the HISA. This is how wealth is created. This is how you create additional sources of income, additional sources of revenue. There is a catch, however, and it's really important. The funds that you withdraw from your HISA, you can use for anything. You can use it to buy a car, you can use it to buy a house, you can use it to fund a college education, a wedding, go on vacation, whatever you can think of. However, it is not recommended that you use it for personal asset acquisition. Why? Because personal asset acquisitions will not give you the interest or more interest, and more than likely personal acquisitions diminish in value, and more often than not rather quickly. Let me give you a prime example of this. Hypothetically, you want the latest greatest TV screen, and the one that you saw is, I just throw a number out there, it's $4,000. You have the money sitting in your HISA account at 4%. You take out the $4,000, you buy the TV paid for, great. You have no additional debt. You own the TV free and clear. You will never have bill collectors breathing down your neck for payments that you failed to make. Wonderful. Problem is, by the time you get home, the TV has already lost 10-15% of its value, and within a year it's worth just about nothing. Only because technology improves at such a rapid rate right now that that's just how it goes. Much better way would have been that you would have actually either used store credit if you didn't have the money that to buy the TV and pay it off, or you would have gotten a bank loan and pay it off, borrow the funds. The only stipulation when you do for personal assets is that you borrow at an interest rate as low as you can possibly get it, preferably less than what the HISA is paying you. So that's it. So how is the proper way of then pulling money out of your HISA and putting it elsewhere to earn additional income? Well, like I said, you borrow it. You don't just take it out and now the money is gone and now you have to start saving all over again. You don't do that. You borrow it, and you borrow it at the exact same interest rate as what the HISA is paying you. So in this case, 4%. That would mean you borrow whatever amount of money, let's say $5,000, from your HISA account at 4%. You invest that money at a greater percentage elsewhere, and now you repay the money back to your HISA account with 4% interest. So hypothetically, you borrowed $5,000 on your HISA account. 4% on there is the interest that you have to pay, and if you were to be able to pay that back within 1 year, let's say, then you would have to pay an additional $200 interest on top of that. So you would put back $5,200 in your HISA account. You just earned 4% on the money you borrowed. You have additional investment going at a greater rate of return, and you earn 4% on the money that is still sitting in your HISA account. This is simply a process of rinse and repeat, and this is how you actually create multiple sources of additional income. And as I said at the beginning of the video, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best kept wealth building secret in the entire universe. That's how the rich people get richer. That's what they do to expand their vast wealth. Not only that, that's what they do to create generational wealth. Now, I wrote a booklet I actually call Self-Financing, which describes just one of these circles. And I lay out in great detail how you can use some of your HISA money to actually start an additional business somewhere that will give you interest on the money you invest in that business at a rate that you determine. I mean, the amount has the interest rate that you charge is absolutely limitless. So if you're interested in having that booklet, I posted a link below. Just click on it. It's free. Nothing to sign up for. No credit card needed. Nothing. Totally free. Yours to enjoy. So this is what rich people do, and this is what you can duplicate just the same. The only danger that you have here is that you do not repay the money that you borrow. Therefore, every time when you pull money out of your HISA account to create an additional source of income with, consider it a loan from a bank. Don't consider it a loan from yourself, consider it a loan from a bank. And like any other bank loan you take, you have to pay it back. It's the same concept. So when you do this, you're not only not losing money, but you're generating more money in your HISA account. You basically earn double the interest on the money that you have in your HISA account. Number one, by the percentage that is being paid by the bank on your HISA, and number two, by the equal percentage that you pay on the money you borrow from your HISA. Then on top of that, you have all these additional interest rates that you earn on other investments you make. So what investments can you have? Well, you could put it in more stock options, for example. You can put it in real estate. You can put it into art. You can buy CDs if the interest rate is high enough. I mean, the list is endless, really. Again, the requirement that whatever money you take out from your HISA, you pay it back with interest. and the money you take out, you invest in an endeavor that has a higher return than the return you get in your HISA. So there you go. This is the next step in generating wealth, using trading as your foundation to get this wheel in motion. All right, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. As always, take care and God bless.